Hi, this is Father Jim Martin. I'm culture editor of America Magazine, and I'm here to talk about something that's in our current comment section today. It's about the Church in Ireland. Recently, Cardinal Sean O'Malley, the Archbishop of Boston, and Archbishop Dermot Martin, the Archbishop of Dublin, as part of the Vatican's investigation of the clerical sexual abuse scandals in Ireland, had a liturgy of lament and repentance, which was really quite striking. And during this liturgy, a public mass, the two archbishops, Cardinal O'Malley and Archbishop Martin, in the cathedral at Dublin, prostrated themselves before the altar as a sign of repentance and humility. It's something that most Catholics would be familiar with from the Good Friday liturgy. Also, they washed the feet of some victims of sexual abuse in Ireland, another deeply moving symbol that comes from the Holy Thursday Mass that people are familiar with. So two very powerful gestures, I think, that were really kind of long overdue and really speak to people. Now, before I go any further, I want to say there's a lot of commentary in this that, those gestures are not sufficient to combat or to answer the problems of sexual abuse. By no means. And our current comment didn't mean to suggest that, nor am I suggesting that. These gestures would be empty without some sort of follow-up, without any follow-up. But I do think that gestures really speak very powerfully to the Catholic mind and to the Catholic heart. For Catholics, symbols and symbolic actions are very important. A symbol in Catholic theology points to something greater than it is, right? So, for example, ashes are not simply burnt matter. They mean something more than that. Water is not simply just an element. A candle or a flame is not simply fire. These things point to something greater. And so I think the need for gestures and symbols and public symbols of penitence are very important for the sexual abuse crisis. Once again, it is not the whole picture by any stretch of the imagination, but it's very important. Now, I think these things obviously need to be followed up with real reform, which is what Archbishop Martin has been working for in Ireland, restitution, obviously, to the victims, financial and also moral restitution, and also repentance. I think one of the things that we've talked about in this venue and in America Magazine is the need for some real repentance. If we look at the sacrament of reconciliation, it provides us with a way to understand how we can best approach healing and reconciliation in the Church. Reconciliation includes not only confession, which I think the Church has begun to do, and also a firm purpose of amendment, and also seeking forgiveness, but in fact, penance, real penance. Now, what would that mean for the people who are responsible for moving priests around? Obviously, any priest who are guilty of any criminal action should be in jail, obviously. Anyone who has abused a child should be immediately removed from ministry. We all know these things. But what would penance be like for people in the hierarchy who were not as swift as they should have been in some of these cases? I think that's a very important question. In all these things, though, I think these gestures and these symbols can speak very powerfully to people, and I think they're really necessary for the healing of the Church. There's something in the Catholic mind that sees these things and hears these things differently. And so I applaud Cardinal O'Malley and Archbishop Martin for this public gesture of penance and repentance in light of the sexual abuse crisis. And I hope that they continue, as they have been, to try to go to real reform, real restitution, and real repentance, as all of us seek to confront the terrible scourge of sexual abuse in the Church. This is Father Jim Martin. I'm culture editor of America Magazine. Thank you very much.